Me personally, I would have not consent. I would have not consent. You never know. It could be that one cop or bad cop who, put something in there and then they trying to put you a year, 2, 3 years, who knows. But he was just trying to be safe. He had to pull him over. I don't really know. I mean, my predictions, hopefully nothing illegal. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're here back with another video. Like and subscribe, Let's not waste too much time, so let's get right into it. The video.
Any large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? How much money you got in there? Okay.
This marks the very moment when police pulled over a combat veteran and took his entire life savings.
He says it's $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie.
I must have had your ears burning because I was complaining about not having enough hundreds in my drawer.
On February 19th, 2021, a retired Marine is pulled over by the Nevada Highway Patrol when he makes a bizarre confession, leading officers straight to a huge stack of cash. As surprising as this is, the events that follow will prove to be even more shocking, resulting in intense public scrutiny and a lawsuit that plans to challenge the American legal system.
There you go. The driver of this vehicle was following that red and blue semi-truck too closely, less than a second following distance. Also driving under the speed limit. Stop him up here at Mustang. Make sure everything's okay.
Officer Chris Brown pulls over Stephen Lara of Lubbock, Texas.
Travel appearance. Hey, good morning, Trooper Brown, Nevada Highway Patrol. How are you today? I'm doing great. Hey, the reason I'm stopping you, we have a special enforcement campaign going on. We're trying to educate drivers about violations they may not realize they're committing, but we're seeing a big increase in crashes out here. First, applaud you on your driving. You drive great. You're driving really slow. It appears that you're trying to drive safely under the speed limit. I appreciate that. I just want to talk about your following distance, especially around commercial vehicles. Sure. Came up behind a red and blue tanker truck, a little bit too close behind him. Yeah, you got to navigate that. You got your driver's license with you?
Sure.
Awesome.
I appreciate you, by the way.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Do you have a registration card with you?
Well, it's a rental car here.
Okay.
So I do have my rental. If you don't mind, it's underneath here.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Any weapons in the vehicle?
No,
oh, perfect. Yeah, if you can grab the rental contract, that'd be great, man.
Stephen tells the trooper that he's going to Portola, California to visit his daughters for the weekend before heading back down to Texas. He answers all of Trooper Brown's questions without hesitation and appears to be in good spirits, completely unaware that this seemingly average traffic stop will soon transform into an all-out.
Maybe he was just trying to be safe. He had to pull him over. I don't really know. I mean, my predictions, hopefully nothing illegal. This is a
retired Marine.
Yeah, so he's good. What could they possibly get him? Or what kind of charge could they get him to do? Going too slow? I mean, probably, but I don't really know too much. But let's watch the video.
Nightmare.
You said your daughter lives up in Portola?
No, 2 daughters.
Okay, they both up in Portola?
Yes.
Come on over here, man.
All right.
You a fighter?
A fighter?
Yeah, you got a tap-out shirt on.
Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What'd you do for the Corps?
Well, I was a data chief initially, but
Okay.
then they changed the MOS to cybersecurity chief.
Okay, when'd you get out of the Corps?
I got out about 2 years ago.
Give me a second, man. All right, just hang right there. Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before?
Never.
Okay.
While Trooper Brown radios in Stephen's information, Stephen truthfully answers all the questions about his job, hotel reservations, and weekend plans. However, Stephen will soon find out that this lighthearted chat might not be as innocent as it seems, as Trooper Brown is about to reveal that an unsafe following distance may not have been the only reason he was pulled over.
Hey, while I'm working on this, let me ask you something, man. This is going to sound kind of weird. Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country, weapons, humans. Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you? Okay, perfect.
Regardless of one's belief in their own innocence, it's advisable to not consent to a search of one's vehicle under any circumstances. Although he has the right to refuse, Stephen voluntarily agrees to let the trooper search his car, completely unaware of just how much he will come to regret that decision. As Trooper Brown gets the paperwork ready, Trooper E.J. Tumanoval arrives on the scene.
Take you out this way. I'm out to see my daughters. Right on. Out here in Reno? Out here in Reno? Well, it's all California.
They doing okay?
I know you guys are suspicious. I'll ask lots of questions so I can get to. Yeah, I'm not really worried about anything, so I'll give you any information you want.
As Trooper Brown gives Stephen the paperwork to read and sign, Trooper Tumanoval heads to his vehicle to get his sniffer dog, Jill, nicknamed Jillybean, to see if she finds anything suspicious.
Jillybean, 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 you're a pretty girl. We go play.
While some dogs sit to
Can you imagine that? That would suck. You thinking you don't got nothing on you, and then the car has something. Now that would be, bro. That would be crazy.
signal a positive hit, other dogs are trained to freeze, just as it appears Jill does while searching the car. After letting Trooper Brown know it was a positive alert, Trooper Brown searches the contents of the trunk when he comes across a camo backpack. Meanwhile, Stephen drops a bombshell on the trooper when he reveals just how much a lot of cash really means.
You guys do this to everybody, or?
I just stopped out with you. Our job is to look for traffickers.
All I'm saying, me personally, I would not consent. I would not consent. I saw. It really depends. A cop could go, but it depends if you get consent. But sometimes the cops, even if they do ask for you, the person, whoever the owner is cars to, they ask for consent. But sometimes they don't listen. They might say no, but they do anyway sometimes, because they might just try to find something. Or sometimes, some cases, they might try to put something to make it look like, oh, they did this. That's why we felt that they were doing suspicious activity, and really they put something. But that's in the rare great cases. But for me personally, even if I know for a fact I don't have anything, I'm not taking no chances. You never know. It could be that one cop or bad cop who, put something in there, and then they tryna put you a year, 2-3 years, who knows. But this is me personally, I wouldn't do that. Second thing, I'm pretty sure if you have cash, I mean, it's not illegal, but I'm pretty sure they could what they call it, confess, or take the money, just for make up a reason. I mean, obviously gotta be a good reason, but I really don't remember what was the exact reason why. But I'm pretty sure if they really wanted to take the money, they could just make up a story and take the money. You're taking a risk. If you have money, let alone thousands, you're taking a chance on. But I'm pretty sure not a lot of people do that. Only the few. But I'm talking too much. Let's go with.
I'm not saying you are, or
I'm a retired Marine.
yeah, like I said, I don't know. I was just called here to help out.
Must be the haircut.
Is it? I don't know. I almost got the same if I would put it down. I don't know.
He's gonna find a large amount of cash in there.
Is he?
That's okay because I got my receipts in there too. So
How much cash?
a lot.
Hey, he said there's a large amount of cash in there.
I already told him.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
But in the same bag, you're gonna find all my Bank of America and all my receipts. I don't trust banks, so I keep cash.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So I don't have anything to hide from you guys, and I know it's not illegal to keep a large amount of cash either. So,
Nope, not at all. How much cash you got?
probably about 100 grand.
100 grand. Whew. Have you ever been stopped before and had money taken from you, from the government?
No.
No.
I know you guys. It's not illegal to have a large amount of cash either.
No, not at all. Nothing's wrong with that. This is Reno, so we get people coming with a large amount of cash all the time to go gamble. And
So I don't have a problem with you taking my cash because it is mine, and I do have proof that it's mine.
Trooper Tumanoval shows an interest in the tire sitting in the trunk of Stephen's rental car.
what's in the tire?
Cracked rim. I'm getting it repaired over here.
Are you?
Yeah. You guys can cut that tire up and look inside if you want, but I would ask that y'all reimburse me for
Right, right. Oh yeah, the state would do, if we did it, if it came to that. But we have items that we can check first before you get to that point.
whatever you need to do.
Trooper Brown makes a call to someone who, according to court documents, is DEA agent Shane Murray.
Hey Shane, how are you? Good. Hey, can you head out to a traffic stop? Or are you busy on that other stuff on today? So if I'm still searching a car, but a big bundle of money, it says probably at least 100,000.
After telling Agent Murray their location, Trooper Brown continues to search the contents of the trunk.
Hey Brown, you just got something to tell you about the rim.
Y'all like real suspicious and all? That rim is cracked. If you grab my phone, which is in the car, and you look at the last number I dialed, just hit redial. I won't even touch the phone. You'll see that there's a place up here in Reno that fixes cracked rims.
Okay.
And another thing, it's like I feel like, as you can see, there's a timer right there. If you can see, there's a timer on how long the cops and like at the scene. It's been 24 minutes. 24 minutes because he was too slow. I mean, fine, give the man a ticket, but dang, like, come on, like, doing all this, taking the man's stuff. He's probably trying to go to his house. Like, at that point, I would be a little bit like, not annoyed, but come on, like, just I want to get out of here. Give me a $20 ticket, $50. No, okay, $50 probably a lot. $100 is a tough pill to swallow. 50 to 100 is a tough pill to swallow. But like, come on, 25 minutes. Well, like, come on, like, tell the man whatever he gotta do. Hey, you can't be going that slow. That's it. Call it a day. But this is already suspicious. 24 minutes taking the man's stuff out, and then maybe they might think he might be trafficking illegal money, possibly. But I feel like it's unnecessary unless he could prove. If he could clearly prove, just let the man go. Let the man go. Like, I mean, I don't know. You never know. Maybe he could be, maybe not. He said he was a Marine. That car is a rental.
And they'll pick up, and all you do is identify it, and you'll see that I was trying to take that in to get that cracked rim fixed. I cracked it in Texas because it's snowing, and the roads are and there's big potholes and everything. So I'm just trying to get it fixed because I know the place up here that fixes it, and that's all I was trying to do.
I appreciate that, sir.
No worries.
Unfortunately for Stephen, despite his assurance, Trooper Brown is still unsure of him.
This doesn't make sense.
There's some receipts in here though. But
You said you put receipts in. Show us this money.
okay.
But
All right, man. So here's the deal. All right. I think you're a good guy. I don't know.
I'm a good day.
So how much cash is that?
About 100 grand.
100 grand. Okay. So, as you know, right, I'm a vet, he's a vet, you're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency, have currency.
No, sir, it's not.
It does, though, make us ask some questions on why someone has 100,000. I can understand why you don't trust banks, especially in this day and age right now.
Discipline and lots of savings.
What's that?
Discipline and lots of savings.
So, with that being said, if you're willing to talk to me about it a little bit, I'd like to. I know you got a bunch of receipts in there. I just want to make sure that it is your currency, that it's not being used for nefarious activities, right? That it's not money laundering or something like that going on. That's the questions that it raised, that potentially money laundering or something like that's going on. So
That money right there is for my 2 daughters.
okay, you gonna give it to them on this trip or no? Or that's just your nuts?
That's my money and my two daughters' money and nobody else's.
Okay.
I take that money right there and I buy them things. I put food on the table. I buy them clothes with that right there.
Fair enough.
That's me looking at you man to man in your eyes and telling you exactly what that is.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I got some questions I'm gonna want to ask you here in a few minutes. If you're willing to answer them, I'd appreciate that.
I have nothing to hide from you.
After Stephen agrees to further questioning, Trooper Brown reaches out to his sergeant, Glenn Rigdon, to update him on how things are progressing.
It's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search, said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie.
Although it's not known what Agent Murray says to Trooper Brown, the call only lasts for about 40 seconds, and Trooper Brown informs him that he will start a brief with him, likely referring to Stephen.
Hey, Stephen. Stephen, you don't have any weapons on you, right? I know you're in. You mind if I just pat you down real quick? Face my car real quick, man. Bird, man, do me a favor. Have a seat in my front seat for me.
As with all other previous requests made by officers, this is something Stephen is more than willing to go along with because, as he puts it, he has nothing to hide. Unfortunately, however, he still doesn't seem to realize that the more he agrees to go along with their requests, the deeper the hole he has dug for himself will grow. Now that Stephen is aware of his rights, Trooper Brown can finally begin the questioning process.
So, what is the source of the currency that you have there?
Sources in how do I make my money?
Yeah.
I'm a retired U.S. Marine. I get money from the VA for my disability, and it's money that I have earned from my employment, my job, doing IT work for a hospital. Sure.
Why do you transport currency like that?
Well, there's nothing illegal about it.
No.
It's I keep it on my person and I secure it.
Okay. So for security?
I don't trust banks. That's
Okay.
why I have a large amount of currency there with all the receipts, which I keep in there for this type of purpose, in case anybody questions it. And if those receipts get looked into, you'll see that those are my accounts that those deposits are made for, or those withdrawals are made from.
Stephen goes on to inform the trooper that he owns a debit card and only uses banks for direct deposits before he answers even more questions about the money.
Is there any reason that you can think of that a trained drug detection canine would alert to the presence of drug odor coming from that vehicle?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, I gave you a consent to search the vehicle. I have nothing to hide. So
okay.
If the dog alerted you guys, I can't tell you where it's coming from because I don't do that stuff.
Okay.
Nor do I have it. That is a rental car, so I don't know. I can't control what happened before I got it.
Fair enough.
Can't control what happens after I drop it off.
In cases such as this one, if officers persist in questioning, it's typically because they lack sufficient evidence and are seeking information that could be used against the individual. At this juncture, it's crucial to cease further communication and seek legal representation. Stephen is being fully cooperative here, and yet the treatment he gets is contrary to law enforcement's claims that cooperation would prevent such actions.
If the currency was to be utilized for a business transaction, personal purchase, is it going to be used for any of those, or is this just your savings?
It's my savings, and I plan on buying, getting a home.
Okay.
For my daughters and I in Texas.
Okay. So you're planning to use that to buy a home in Texas?
Yes, absolutely.
Although Stephen has been an open book throughout this entire process, Trooper Tumanovow is keen to take Stephen's amenability a step further.
Hey, sir, you said you're okay with us going with your phone?
What do you want to go through my phone? What are you looking for?
Just trying to verify everything's correct like you've been telling us.
The only thing I'm authorizing you guys to do is make the last phone call I made just to verify that I was going to take that tire, that rim in to get it fixed.
Okay.
But, I got personal pictures and stuff on there. I don't want you guys looking at my pictures and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I want to go through your pictures if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
So I can look at everything else but your pictures?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine? Okay.
Despite any officer's demeanor or apparent friendliness, it's imperative that one refuses access to their cell phone in a given situation. As awkward as it must be to have a stranger look through your phone, Stephen has no idea how much more uncomfortable things will get. But while the questioning comes to a close, Sergeant Rigdon pulls up to the scene where he can be heard taking a call from DEA Agent Murray.
What's up, Shane?
There was just no way I was going to be able to make it out there.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. We contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And I'll text you the money count after we get it. It'll probably be a couple hours.
For those who are unaware, adoption refers to the process of property seizure by law enforcement agencies as permitted by the U.S. Department of Justice's Equitable Sharing Program. When an adoption takes place, the federal agency keeps 20% of the proceeds, whilst the remaining 80% kicks back to the state or local agency, which is, in this case, the Nevada Highway Patrol.
So here's the money. He has a ton of receipts. He's in the most.
And that's why they say you have the right to remain silent and call your lawyer in one phone call. But he gave the cops everything. And he said yes to everything, and it's literally from 25 minutes to 1 hour and 40 minutes. Literally, this is just a bad situation. It was just he was driving too slow, or was driving slower than he should, And off of just that, do all of this interrogation, all his stuff is being looked through. Like that must, man, that sucks. Like to verify he's not doing no illegal activities. Let's keep watching.
Sir gets the VA money.
Is that what we're getting in for?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one for backpack. You guys get pictures?
I think Tristan, yeah. I'll put it on the car. We haven't done that.
While processing this information, Sergeant Rigdon briefly examines a bag of moneygrams and what appears to be money orders.
Balance is 1246.
Having finished questioning Stephen, Trooper Brown asked Trooper Tumanovau to hang out with Stephen so he can share his findings with Sergeant Rigdon.
And those balances got her. Got no balances on all these. That's what they win. But these are like 2019. I mean, there's not a lot in there.
Since the arrival of Sergeant Rigdon, Stephen appears slightly agitated, perhaps finally realizing just how out of control this situation has gotten. Despite his frustrations, Stephen still manages to keep his cool, unaware that Sergeant Rigdon is about to test his patience even further.
Come on, her office?
I know if you don't have time for me, it's all good.
I was a little frustrated, man, because I'm being treated like a criminal right now, and it's not your fault. This had a lot of bad experience in the past. I get it.
It's very, very odd to carry 100K in cash like that.
Yeah, but it's not illegal. But I can understand.
Not illegal, but
I can understand your perspective. And everybody's been very professional. I didn't have anything to hide. That's why I let you search my vehicle.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I told the gentleman here I don't trust banks.
But you have 5 different banks to deal with. You got Wells Fargo, you got Plymouth Bank, you got the Bank of America, and then there's one other bank in there. So I mean, you do trust banks.
Well, no, I don't, because if you look at my
direct deposit has to come through a bank too.
Sure, it does. It goes to Bank of America. Yeah. But if you look at my banks, there's no money in it. That's why those receipts. That's why I keep them. So if you call the banks and you ask them, and I'll call them right now and ask, or I can show you what's in my bank accounts.
Despite Stephen's conviction, he'll soon learn that no amount of reasoning will help him out of this situation.
So why the distrust for the banking system?
I just don't trust them.
Yeah.
That's just my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not trying to convince you one or the other. It's just it's not usual.
I understand.
And so we're looking for the unusual.
Sure.
You know,
I understand.
With the currency and stuff, I mean, somebody ripped you off, or I mean, you look like you could take care of yourself in a fight, but you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel comfortable going around with cash.
Well, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
I mean, how long did it take you to accumulate that much?
Oh God. I started saving since I was on the Marine Corps, 20 years.
How come it's all hundreds?
So I don't have to keep more.
Oh.
I mean, if
20 years to save 100,000, or at least around that number. 20 years. Dang, that's a good bit of time of like saving up over time. But at the same time, it's like I can understand why he doesn't trust banks, because you know, if you have 100,000, they only leave 10,000. The other 90,000, they loan it out, and they barely give you anything on interest. They make a ton of money on interest, and you make nothing, which I can understand. But at the same time, it's like you could have just literally like have the money there and tell the banks, hey, I'm gonna go move over here. I'm gonna possibly buy a house over here. Boom. Before he moves, boom, he takes all his stuff, he drives over there, and then he could go to Texas, to the banks, take the money, and take the money, go straight to the house, put it in the safe. He could have probably done that, and he could have drive. He could have got pulled over, and they wouldn't find anything because it would have been in the bank. He could have done that, but I feel that could have been a little bit more smarter way to do it. Yeah, I mean, he should have just like got there, but I don't know. Yeah, he should have just got there and then took it out, and he wouldn't even have all this hassle. But let's keep watching.
If those were all ones, my God, I'd have to, you get more.
Yeah, we usually weigh. It's actually a cool trick. So one bill weighs 1 gram. Mm-hmm. So if you weigh that and get the grams, and you multiply it times 100, you can tell by weight roughly what it is.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So that you can like weigh your money and watch it grow.
Learn something new every day.
It's very, very odd. We're going to do a little bit further investigation on it, and you'll be on your way very soon. So.
After expressing his suspicions to Stephen, Sergeant Rigdon consults Trooper Brown, giving him an opportunity to share his opinion on the matter at hand.
What are your thoughts, Chris?
I'm kind of leaning more towards it's odd, but
it's odd, but it's not packaged like normal.
No, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
I would like to put the dog on the currency, man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean everything lines, as odd as it is, everything lines up.
But the travel story and stuff like that, man, I'm gonna get out my scale and look at that.
Sergeant Rigdon requests the assistance of a second sniffer dog. This time, Trooper Brown uses his own dog to detect the bag of money. Trooper Brown's dog has just given a positive hit on the bag of money. However, it should be noted that according to a comprehensive review by the Journal of Forensic Sciences, several studies have shown that between 67 and 100% of circulated U.S. currency is contaminated with cocaine, leading them to the conclusion that a positive canine alert to U.S. currency is not sufficiently reliable to determine that currency was used in an illicit drug transaction.
Positive alert.
We'll go forward with it.
Okay.
With the go-ahead from his sergeant to begin the adoption, Trooper Brown walks to his truck to get a bank bag. Meanwhile, Stephen looks noticeably more antsy as he seems to realize where this is headed.
Sometimes the cash is not there anymore. Where's it at?
The Sarge took it. They did a secondary sniff to show the spot. I don't know what happened with that. Everything is on camera.
Okay. I'm just asking because that's my money.
Hey, I get it. No worries.
Soon, the sheriff arrives and is caught up on the situation.
We got a positive alert on the currency by itself. They had a positive alert on the car. Right now, we're just trying to determine whether or not it was proceeds. I believe it is proceeds. It is a big brick, and they're not old bills. He claims he's been saving it up over 20 years.
No, I hit 20-year bills.
No, those are all current bills. So.
It's really good, but they're it's just.
His travel plans are consistent with what we see with drug traffickers. So how much is in there?
About 100,000.
About 100,000. That money has not been saved up over 20 years. It's newer bills, so they're not 20-year-old bills. And it's not 100,000.
Okay, well, I'm guessing. And so that's my life savings. I've been saving since I went in the Marine Corps, which was in 2000.
Okay.
So that I've been saving for the last 20 years.
Roger. What we're going to do, I believe there's drug proceeds, dog related to it.
Drug proceeds?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from Northern California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now.
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay? We're going to seize it today, but that doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. It's going to go through the DEA, okay?
Yo, you could tell, my guy, when he was like, you could tell my guy felt his heart drop out of his, I'm not gonna say that, but you could look out for the look of his face when he looked down, man, that is the worst feeling. Your life savings. That's a tough pill to swallow. To get yourself seized and potentially they try to get a case on you and then try to take away your life savings. 20 years. I haven't even been alive for 20 years. Like, bro, like, I don't even know, like, there's some other stuff that I might get mad. I don't know, not mad, but like, maybe something that I work real hard for and then maybe take me, let's say, 5 to 6 months, maybe a year, 2 years. If I lose something, I don't know, something like that. Something I've been working real hard for years and years. I would say not years, but maybe I would say anywhere from 7 to a year. Anything from 7 months to a year. And I lose that, the progress, like that's a tough pill to swallow. Like I don't know how to explain it. For me, I could tell. I feel for the man's pain. I'm not even him, but I like whatever I feel, it has to be 20 times more. Cause like it's like I feel like he might. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say, but like man, like 20 years saving is tough. It's tough. That's tough. And get it seized. That's tough. But let's watch the video to see what happens.
The DEA will contact you, and the DEA will provide you with a means to fight it. You're gonna have to provide your pay stubs. You're gonna have to provide your other receipts, stuff like that. Okay?
After receiving this distressing news, Stephen desperately tries to convince Sergeant Rigdon of his innocence one last time, not realizing that his mind has already been made up.
So if you take that money, I don't have any money for me and my kids this weekend. I don't have anything.
You got a wallet on you?
No. My jacket's in the car.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
You don't have a wallet? Where do you keep your identifications?
It's in my jacket.
Okay. Got it.
I'm telling you, God is my witness. Now, I mean, I'm a retired Marine. I don't have any reason to do drugs or anything like that. That's my life savings right there for me and my daughters.
I respect your service, sir. I serve as well. Okay. I have got cops doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and they go to jail for whatever they're doing.
That's not me.
So you're who you are doesn't influence whether or not we take action on what we see. Okay? If it is legitimately earned income, you're going to be able to provide those pay stubs, and they'll give you all your money back. But I believe it's drug proceeds.
It's not drug proceeds, sir. I'm telling you right now, it's not. I don't do drugs, sir. You want to do a drug test today? Let's do a drug test. I'm okay with that.
You know what a lot of drug traffickers use?
I don't know anything about drug trafficking.
I don't know what you know, sir. A lot of drug traffickers watch these people with absolutely no criminal history. A guy with a long drug history or drug trafficking history is not going to be the one transporting the currency or transporting the drugs themselves.
Here's the thing. That money in there is, like I said, that money is my life savings. I'd like to go through. You want to take it? Okay. I'm going to give me an attorney. I want to know exactly how much you're taking.
I'll tell you what it weighed out at.
No, I would like to go bill by bill.
No, we're not going to bill by bill. What you'll see is us seal it into a bag, okay, into a bank bag.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah.
I'd like to take a picture of it.
As his reality comes crashing down, Stephen, while still remaining respectful, becomes more firm, a development which appears to take the sergeant aback slightly.
Do you mind if I take a video of it being still? I'd like to do that.
I think, you know what, you're on video right now, and we'll give you the case number, and you can request that information. You can request the entire recording and its entire stop. Okay. Everything that we did, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. And I've been totally cooperative with you guys.
I appreciate that, sir.
There's a receipt down there on the ground. I believe that's mine.
Hey, Dave, can you pick up that piece of paper? Yeah.
Throughout this incident, Stephen was under no obligation to answer all of their questions. It's evident that his willingness to cooperate was being exploited, and instead of acknowledging his innocence, the officers attempted to utilize his responses as a pretext to seek justification for seizing the cash. As Stephen is left with no choice but to come to terms with what happened, Trooper Brown has been busy bagging up his life savings. But before he's sent on his way, Stephen has some parting words for Trooper Brown.
Just want to let you know, I know you're just doing your job. The money that I have in my jacket is only $2. I need to pay for my kids, my bills, my hotel. The reason I need that is I have to text. I've got no way of providing for my children this way. Get back to Texas. I know you're just doing what you feel is best, but
like you know, my sergeant. It sounded like my sergeant talked to you about that a little bit. Told you what was going on and those lines. So
I just wanted to tell you, Officer Brown. I mean, you're taking money out of my kids' mouths.
Sorry.
Well, you're taking food out of my kids' mouths.
Like I said, we believe right now that this is drug proceeds illicit currency.
Well, I'm going to prove to you that it's not.
Perfect.
After taking down names and badge numbers, Stephen drives away, likely still reeling from that 90-minute whirlwind. Shortly after, Sergeant Rigdon and Trooper Brown head over to the bank to deposit the cash.
Yeah, that's the. You guys must have had your ears burning because I was complaining about not having enough hundreds in my drawer.
The amount of money the Nevada Highway Patrol seized from Stephen turned out to be $86,900. Stephen made good on his promise to get an attorney, and his case wound up being taken on by the Institute for Justice, a nonprofit advocating for forfeiture reform and other issues they consider abuses of government power. Although the federal government had 90 days to obtain a criminal indictment, obtain an extension, or initiate federal civil forfeiture proceedings after a valid claim to the property had been filed, the money wasn't returned to him until over 6 months later after the lawsuit was filed, and after the media attention caused by Stephen's story being featured on the front page of the Washington Post. It's likely that the officers were aware of insufficient grounds to justify the seizure of the funds, which may explain the delay in filing the necessary action for the seizure or forfeiture of the money. Not wanting this to happen to anyone else, Stephen and IJ also sued the Nevada Highway Patrol in state court, but the case was put on pause for almost all of 2022. In January 2024, a judge rejected the Highway Patrol's motion to dismiss the lawsuit, allowing Stephen's claims to move forward. It only remains to be seen if Stephen will be awarded the ultimate justice for what he endured on that fateful day.
W video. Just completely messed up. Man, I can't imagine just driving, just that deep feeling of just like your life saved and just ripped away. If he didn't have the receipts, I mean, you could possibly maybe, but like, bro got the receipts, let the man go. Let the man go. Let him enjoy his family. You know, but I'm not a cop.